we have quite a lot of families at the school who either are asylum seekers or that they've finally been given visa status, and they're just, after quite a long time, sometimes many years, and things are beginning to change for them. But for both groups, for asylum seekers and people who are recently achieved status and able to stay here, it's a really difficult and problematic journey for them. There's so many different things about benefits, about right to work here, about housing. It kind of affects everything. One of the big problems is temporary accommodation, be that NAS accommodation in the beginning, or be it just moving from temporary accommodation to temporary accommodation. Often this can be hostels or hotels or B&Bs, and it's very hard to be in that environment with lots of other people that you might not really choose to be around normally. They're all in the same environment, and also that the quality of the accommodation is not ideal. Sometimes places are dirty, they do have mice, they're not suitable really for children. Also with finances, obviously with NAS you have a fixed allowance each week, which is very low because the accommodation is often supposed to provide food, or does provide food for you. But also just when you think of everything else that you normally need money for, snacks after school, things like that, treats for the children, you don't have money for that. So the work that I do with the family, sometimes it's signposting to kind of specialist charities like Project 17, who will particularly help with kind of the responsibilities or the powers that a local authority does have to help families in this situation, regardless of whether they have a right to benefits or a right to work, or even whether they have leave to remain in this country. A council under Section 17 of the Children's Act does have the power to help a family who's destitute or a child who's in need. So it's signposting to charities who can help them. Sometimes it's sourcing other funds for them to help where they just don't have money for things. It can be a parent just coming in and offloading, really. Sometimes the emotional stress of having this kind of very unstable life for a while, where they can't call anywhere home really. They haven't got anywhere to put their stuff. They haven't got any space for children to have play dates and come and play, or for their children to have toys and play. It's just to come and let someone else know what's going on and how hard it is can be very helpful. We can signpost to counselling for things like that. The impact of the child at school, we see how unsettled they are, and how sometimes they're very angry. It can come out in their play, in the playtime. It can be that they can't concentrate. So again, we work with that child in a number of different ways. Sometimes it is, again, offering them counselling or someone to talk to, but the main thing is keeping consistency at school and them having the same boundaries as the other children at school, the same timetable. They have to be at school on time, they have to bring their book bag, they have to do their homework, and actually that's a huge source of comfort for them, to have some stability when everything else is very unsettled.